Okay, so I hope I am audible and clear. Last video got corrupted, so I'm finally making this recording and video after maybe hundreds of requests from my friends, and not sure if Sebi is gonna come after me after I upload this, but let's try it out. Plan is to keep it raw and unscripted, and as things cross through my mind, and I will be talking about how I particularly pick stocks and I how I go from sector to specific stocks while looking at the macroeconomic effects and overall situation across the market and globe. And with this, let me start with the basics. I will first show you a graph. Like what I have drawn here is basic fundamental or psychology about the markets. If whenever you take some amount of risk, let's say you're taking y amount of risk, so over time, as the time increases, your risk will eventually decrease, which is something people don't consider. They want high risk, high return over a short period of time. So, firstly, I would like to say go for long term investing and overall look at, even if you are taking a high amount of risk, you will eventually end up lowering it down over a period of time. Coming to our markets, let's say this is the Nifty 50 chart. So what you can see here is currently Nifty 50 is at 25,600. These are the points where it had touched its last all-time high and it had came down, like it couldn't be. This is now, these are the resistance point. These over time it has taken three resistances over here, 1 2 and 3 at 26,200, 300, which kind of is good, but again we are not breaking it down, so hopefully over the next time we do break it. So looking at this chart, earlier we were following this trend line, the dotted line, you can see we were following this trend line. But what has happened over the past few days or months, basically Trump has introduced the tariffs. Now we have the trade deal, but things are still not looking too good. The union budget was a disappointing one. So on 1st Feb you can see we had this red candle, and we went below 50-day moving average as well. It was just because of the trade deal we closed, we opened up a little higher and we touched the previous all-time high and then came back down again. What I feel will move ahead in the market is around April or May. I think we will break this previous all-time high and will move ahead again, provided the results are good. The IT sector needs to support, but the AI propaganda or things as they are going on, maybe we need to depend on other sectors as well. And this is as much as it is. LTCG, STCG taxes were a disappointment. STTT has been increased again, but overall the market are, expect them to be in sideways movement. It might stay sideways over this range 25,400 to 26,400, and after it may break out. Problem is the INR is at all-time low. This is the USD INR index, and you can see we are at top. Basically the top is the lowest part here, over here you can say. Problem is what used to happen was people used to take some loan from Japan, and Japan had almost 0% interest rate, but it has increased over the last 1 or 2 years. So the yen carry trade has almost stopped. So FIIs are not investing in India, because when they invest it at, let's say, 80 rupees, जब $1 costed us 80 rupees, but then over the time it had increased by 10% again in last 1 or 1.5 years. So the delta which FIs used to make in India compared to across the globe or other emerging markets, it has become very low. Plus there is taxes, STT charges and all. So FIRs are not preferring India as, and until and unless FIIs come back, like I can show you one thing. FIDI activity, yeah. So let's look at the monthly picture. Net FII has been the seller since July 2025. Until unless they come back and they are net buyers, don't expect anything in the Indian markets. And since this is the dollar index, and let's see what happens. But I don't think until and unless we do better over here, maybe dollar and INR need to consolidate a bit. Until and unless if that doesn't happen, don't expect anything from FIIs as well, because our policies are not supporting any FII inflow, and neither do the macroeconomic specters. Coming to the main point, how I trade and research stocks. So let me give you one overview. Let's go to the index part and let's see. Okay, let's do another thing. Union budget was announced last week and a trade deal happened. Let's see what sectors can be benefit from those union budget or the trade deal. So let me just ask Iris from the US India trade deal. Okay, I hope this is quick. And till then, let's see a sector I am bullish on. Nifty healthcare. Uh, it's been sideways. You can see if I draw two lines over here, almost at all time low. It's coming at a lower end only. This is the 50-day moving average. This is the 200-day moving average. It's trading below both of them. The Nifty healthcare index, healthcare sector in India is basically in a bearish zone. So okay, so what sectors can you be? The IT software, why it is beneficial, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, textile, aerospace and defense. This is what to watch out for. Data points, okay. Logistics, second order key, who wins the most, okay. And let's ask another question from the 2026 union budget. Here you may see more defense, railway, infra. Although this budget was a disappointing one. I am still in green by the way, but this budget was really disappointing. And wait a second, I am using Team Google Meet because there was some issue. Stay in the call. Actually, I tried many platforms and softwares for this, but Google Meet is the one which I found to be best with screen recording. So yeah, infrastructure, railways, power, capital goods, logistics, medium and it's saying realty, automobile EV. By the way, EV ecosystem, I recently went to a place in a Kia Carens EV. The charging infra in India is still really bad. Like there's no one on the charging station. Sometimes the power is not there. Like there is a huge potential in the power and charging infrastructure, but the capex hasn't been done yet. So I don't know. It's suggesting capital good railways, realty, auto, FMCG, bank, infrastructure, mobile, FMCG, banks, capital goods over here, power, and over here it's saying chemicals, pharmaceuticals. Okay, let's see at the sector I am bullish on, which is healthcare. Why I'm saying this is, let's see at pharma actually. Pharma will be more specific. So what companies are there in the sector? Well, let's see the pharma sector companies. Sun Pharma, you must be knowing. Dr. Reddy, and what are there? Cipla, Torrent, Dr. Reddy Labs here. So the problem about pharma sector is I don't understand it actually. Like Lotus Labs works in API and CDMO space. Dr. Reddy is a global generic brand. Morpen Laboratories is also API specific. So like API, if you don't know, API in pharma, they are active pharmaceutical ingredients. Active pharmaceutical ingredient, biologically active component of drug responsible for proceeding. So mostly they are the building blocks for the medicine. Otherwise, none of the medicine you are taking at this moment would be working. So this is a business I like actually, but the profit I had invested in Lotus Labs earlier around 100 rupees. I don't know if it has gone for any split or not. Yeah, I had invested in Lotus Labs earlier at around 2020. Yeah, at this point around the COVID crash, and I sold it around 600 rupees. Right now it is at almost 1000, which is great. But Dr. Reddy, Cipla, Torrent. Let's look at the bigger names, like the larger cap ones. So Dr. Reddy, if you remember about that drug, which maybe Anant Ambani or someone else took it, that diabetic or weight loss drug, Dr. Reddy is actually manufacturing that in India. Let's say, I PH was a big drug. Yeah, Dr. Reddy has got the regulatory nod for the Ozempic drug and 12 million pence in the first year. So Dr. Reddy will be benefited with this a lot. Although I think that it's always better if you can go and run exercise than taking a drug like this, because it will have some side effects for sure in the longer run. But we are investing in the business, so we should look at the advantages some of the businesses are taking, and we shouldn't care about what is right and what is wrong at this stage. So let's see some of the pharma companies it's suggesting based on the US India trade deal. Then we will look at one or two companies deeply and maybe do a peer comparison, and we'll take a final decision on that after looking at the financials and the technicals. So what above companies can be benefited from the US India trade deal? Although these are mostly mid cap or large cap stock, you can also look at the small cap ones. Reason I'm not looking at those because the volatility and the small cap index right now, if I look at Nifty small cap 250, let's see, again it's gone, done and dusted. But maybe let's look at these deals. Okay, yeah, Dr. Reddy has big benefit because large US in portfolio. Dr. Reddy is a major exporter importer, so I know it will be benefited from it. Cipla is there, Torrent is there, and some other are there also. So Dr. Reddy will be benefited. Let's go to another. As of now, I am liking Dr. Reddy, but let's see if there is some company in the peers which maybe have a higher profitability, or let's say the management commentary is better, so it may beat Dr. Reddy or something like that. So let's see, do a peers comparison of Dr. Reddy. Till then, we can also look at the dollar index, so we won't get to see much over there. We can actually look at the VIX. So VIX is at 11.9, which means that एक विक्स की वैल्यू है, लेट्स से इट इज़ एट 11.9 राइट नाउ. सो एट दिस मोमेंट द मार्केट इज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि द निफ्टी 50 इंडेक्स ऑफ इंडिया will either go 11.9% up or down from this point. And it also showcases the volatility. This volatility you can see February 20, March 20, COVID era. The VIX was at 63%. So market were expecting कि either from this point onwards today it will go 63% up or down. So you can always look at VIX to understand how volatile is the market at this moment. Right now 12% is fair enough, but don't expect too much returns as well, which is kind of sad. But yeah, so if I see Cipla price market cap से मुझे कुछ नहीं करना, valuation okay. P ratio of Dr. Reddy is quite good. PB is okay. Cipla is lower. Lupin, Mankind, okay. Profitability, ROE is good. ROA, debt to equity is almost zero. Sales, EBITDA, net profit. Okay. So one thing over here, debt to equity, basically how much debt they have. So anything below 1 is really good. So what is the till then, let's see on the page itself. Okay, the stock has went through a split. I remember it was at 4,000, 5,000 something last time. uh, mm, Technically it is bullish overall. Forecast analyst suggesting 8% upside. Cup data 11 Jan. Okay, koi nahi. And let's see the P&L statement. So 6,000, 7,000 sales have increased, but after December, I would say September 2024, it has not skyrocketed. Quarter on quarter growth is 2%. We'll see year on year as well. Operating profit margin is reducing. Okay, net profit is reducing. See, like the business the upcoming trend for the business is really good, but the OPM and net profit is decreasing quarter on quarter. So we'll need to have a look at the management commentary probably. Sales, okay, let's see year on year changes. 16%, 13%, profitability may 1%. Yeah, this year was the bad one. What is the shareholding pattern? Promoters are there, FIIs are there, public is low. So this is something I like mostly, because if promoters and DIRs are there, so it gives me some confidence, like they are buying the stocks, so it must be good. PAT margin 16%, we already saw. So looking at Dr. Reddy, can you tell me anything about commentary? The profit growth rate has gone down. What management has to say on this, plus coming future look? Let's say, like, I don't know how, since when I am recording this, but let's send this after analyzing this last part. As of now, Dr. Reddy is mildly good, but let's see, if the management commentary is good, I will definitely buy this one. But yeah, you get the idea, like how I went through the macroeconomic trend. I looked at the budget, किस सेक्टर को एडवांटेज मिल रहा है. आई लुक्ड एट द US India trade deal, किस सेक्टर को एडवांटेज मिल रहा है. आई टुक वन सेक्टर ओनली from that list, pharma. You can look at 10 other sectors, you can look at 10 stocks from each sector, and then analyze yourself. We will do one more thing actually. Look at the technicals of ready. Okay, again the consolidation pattern. I would say, like, the company is good, the management is good, so it is a very good time to actually pick this stock up. But let's say the management commentary once. Profit growth, US price makes lower, headwinds were there, few option lower everywhere. That is PAT margin, EPS too high. Okay, so mostly US rated factors were there. What I can see R&D के लिए report they're saying they're not R&Ds. Hmm. I think most of the issue were related to US, which kind of after a trade deal will get resolved, but we will have to have a look. Plus, they are doing some R&D expenditure as well. Mm, any capex planned? Yeah, they have a capex. It is not paused yet. Capex size. Mm. So if a company is actually going through a capex, let me show you Laurus Lab. So I purchased Laurus Labs over here. Let's go to monthly chart. Mm, what usually happens? I purchase it around here. It has over here. It was going through a small capex. It gave a good run up. I exited over here. Then again, this was going through a capex till a long period. So during this time only, I sold it. But during capex, the stock mostly stays in a sideways zone. So if Dr. Reddy is going through a good capex, I will need to read more about it. Probably in the investor presentation कि किस चीज़ में they are doing the capex. But this is a good sign and probably a good timing to pick stock like this. So mostly I will end this over here in CAPX. Can I search it? Yeah, I will see if I can do it later. But yeah, let's see क्या होता है आगे. Probably we will review this again after 3 months. So, but at this moment, I think it is a good stock to go ahead. And this gave you a brief idea about how I do stock research and go ahead. Let's try this as well. Top tier of Indian large cap pharma valuation is good. Management commentary, profit growth slowdown, measure as well declaration profit growth is normalized after set base. Importantly, this is being positioned as a conscious investment cycle rather than margin erosion from here. Top 3 category recovery in profit, new product launches here. Top 3 raise program margin delay in pipeline execution. Recommendation hold. Yeah, so I think it is a good buy right now. You can probably look at it and make your own choice, but I will preferably end over here, and we will do a similar kind of exercise again on a different topic, maybe mutual funds soon. Till then, bye, see you.